I'm on mute here. Okay, you should be able to hear me. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. So this is the evening stream dedicated to the guys who are working normal hours. I understand, especially where I'm from, the guys working 9 to 5. We work through London session, through New York, and most probably sleeping through Asian session, since that's probably 1, 2 in the morning for us. So this is where I found my original success and consistency while I was still working in that environment, and I just want to share this with you guys. So let's get straight to it. All right. I understand some guys may be new here. Some of the stuff may go over your head, but just stick with me and get involved there in the chat. I'll let you guys know, or I'll answer any questions you have. And of course, if you are absolutely new to trading, the best thing I could suggest is go have a look at babypips.com. Alright, babypips.com is going to give you some really good insight into what we're speaking about here on stream. Just the basics, so you'll start to understand the lingo and start to understand what is going on here on stream. What's up, DJ, Jared, Oro, Wayne, what's up? Alright, so first things first, we had CPI news earlier today. So these numbers came out higher than expected. CPI news is inflation, alright? This is inflation data. Gives you an indication of what inflation is doing. So we've seen inflation increase. Now with current events, when we see inflation increase, we've actually been seeing gold and equities sell off, right? Because we have a lot of dollar strength with what the central bank is doing to handle inflation. So you can see here, as news came out, basically numbers came out higher than expected, right? That would basically mean that we are expecting to see more interest rate increases. Hence we've seen this move down on the indices here, and we saw a move down here on gold. Alright, so we're seeing dollar strength. We are pulling back now. You can see these pairs all look quite similar right now. What's up, Moto? So like I say, all these pairs look quite similar at the moment. We're seeing some pullback. NAS here is retesting this resistance right now. I'm wanting to see how price is closing in this area. If we can potentially form resistance. If we close above this level, it's actually going to get quite tricky here. You got a lot of resistance in this area, so this range is quite ugly. I don't really want to be taking trades when price is sitting in a range like this. What's the lot size compared to for NAS compared to gold? It's 10 times bigger on my forex funds. So if you use a 1 lot on gold, you'll use a 10 on NAS, but it completely depends on your stop loss. Here with indices we're using points, not pips, but let's just say your stop loss was 20 pips or 20 points. Alright, you want to risk $200, you're going to use a 10 lot. I think we should actually start off on the higher time frames here. Alright, so we've had a pretty strong sell-off here on NAS, tapping into this weekly support area. So that was basically a target for the day. which we've tapped into already. On the daily, we can see we've had a huge rejection off of this level. The issue with bars is you're starting to move into a lot of resistance in this area. Alright, looking to the left, above 10,982, 10,982, this resistance right here. Above there, we've got clean traffic moving up to this resistance at 1168. So we've got potential bars if price closes above this level right here. Alright, so one thing is when I'm putting the plan on the screen, it doesn't mean as soon as price breaks above this level I'll just be taking buys. I'm waiting for confirmations here, so I'm waiting for price to close above this level before executing on buys. Right now you can see prices moving up here very quickly, so if that's the case, I might just miss out on these buys. Alright, so one thing I'm seeing here is on this 30-minute candle, this previous 30-minute candle here, we never closed above this resistance. Alright, so if let's say this current 30-minute candle would come all the way back down and close bearish, respecting this resistance right here, we could then potentially be looking at sells. So that's why I've got sells marked up below that level, and then more sells below 10,750. Yeah, Steph, just be very aware of the size of the ranges and the size of your stop loss. You can see this current 30-minute candle is 200 points, 200 pips. So there's a lot of volatility here. You might want to use an even smaller lot size. And then potential buys above this resistance right here, why not? I just want to have a look at the news and see what they've had to say about the news from earlier, the CPI news. 100 base point, 100 base point raise incoming. Obviously this is just someone's comment, but that is a possibility. So looking to further increase rates, most probably since we had higher inflation this month. So with the news, we're actually very bearish on all of these pairs. I'd rather see resistance formed and look for sell opportunities. So for now, I'm going to completely remove all these buy ideas. And let's see if we maybe form resistance in and around this 11,000 area. That's definitely quite a key area. And then here on US30, the US30 is a little bit more rangy than NAS, I would say. Thank you for the sub, Damien. So guys, I'm just taking my time to do some analysis here. Trying to mark up some important levels. I'll be honest, price is actually quite choppy at the moment. One thing with trading is you guys need to be patient. So right now, to be honest with you, like I said, things are actually quite choppy here. I just need to wait and see if anything, if any opportunities show up. Right now, it's tough. There's already been a lot of movement here. What I was really hoping for is with the CPI news, price dropped here. And what I was hoping for is on the stream, we could be potentially looking for a retracement, resistance formed, and then for price to continue moving down. So that's what I wanted to see. Right now that plan is looking like it may be out of the window, as we've pushed up and broken these previous highs right here. Is NAS100 and US30 the same? No, they are not. NAS100 and the Dow Jones Index. You can see as this candle pushed up on US30, we are retesting this previous daily support area as well. Definitely a key area. Looks like we're rejecting pretty heavy. So this is what I want to see. I want to see bearish pressure stepping into the market here. I want to see these candles close bearish. I want price to start moving down so I can execute on sells in line with the higher time frame trend here and with the news that we've seen today. So as you can see, this market is moving down. This right here is a downtrend forming lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So ideally we do want to stick to sells. Here on NAS, similar situation. We've pushed up into a previous daily support area, and as you can see right now, we are showing signs of rejection to that level. So at this point, we just need to wait and see how these candles are closing. See if we can close bearish on the 15-minute maybe. That's tough. Pretty tough situation right here. Just got to be patient. Can't force anything. Jared, do you want to open Discord? Good, thanks, and yourself?
Good, thank you. Yes, yeah, just give me a second. I just want to close my sliding door because there's kids playing outside, so I know they're gonna make one hell of a noise there.
Hardy does.
No, kids, worse than Hardy does. Because at least Hardy does you can throw shit at, but kids, parents look down on it when I do that. So. Is that gonna say?
Yeah, you don't want to be throwing things at kids.
There are no fuck me. Yes.
NAS100 is the most traded US companies. From what I know, Nasdaq is very, it's a very tech-heavy index. So there's a lot of tech companies in the Nasdaq index. You've got Tesla, Amazon, Apple, and the likes of all of that. Facebook, whatever, if I'm not mistaken. Dow Jones is the top dog. Dow Jones is something else.
Okay, shit, that should be a bit better.
Yeah, no, I can't hear anything.
Oh, shit. Yo, dude, those kids, yo, they go mad at this time, man.
Mad like US30.
That's pretty a bit worse. Imagine US30 on fucking Tuck, eh?
Nah, US30's already on Tuck.
Yes, dude. Did you watch today's moves, eh?
I saw them afterwards.
Yo, dude, it made no sense. I was up on USD trade.
Yeah,
Dude was cruising, bro. The spread went like, bro, it
before.
was just, bro, it was ridiculous. I checked this thing, spread closed. I'm like, where's my trade? Gone. I was like, ah. I was
Break
like,
even hits, what?
yeah, dude, I know you got slipped a bit. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, that's mad.
No, no, I was really pissed off with that. Yes, and I didn't secure anything, bro. I was so annoyed with myself there. Jeez, but I see the Discord did very well,
Yeah, I see you guys are always killing it on the Discord.
Dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. With the CPI news, like from the way I see it, the way I understand it, because you would think that with higher inflation, gold would go up, or the dollar would go down. But it's like it's very counterintuitive, because it's more about what is to come in the future because of CPI numbers. So because the CPI numbers are high inflation, people start to assume that, okay, the Fed is most likely going to continue to raise interest rates, and that's what's been driving the markets, increased interest rates. So that's why we saw this move down on gold, in anticipation for increased interest rates. The same with indices.
Yeah, I just think it's incredibly important right now to just see what candles are doing. Like for example, I like that idea that you gave where you said you're gonna wait for the resistance to form instead of potential buys above. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Based off the news. Because I think if candles are moving up, will move down and move down, obviously with the impact of the news and then all the way back up. It could just possibly be higher time frames coming to retest certain levels before moving back down. Nothing about today said like anything's looking positive, you know what I mean?
yeah, 100%. 100%. So what we saw with FOMC last month, earlier this month, on gold. FOMC really just drove us into some better sell side areas. So let's have a look here. You can see the spike up in price. Alright. And then we retested this previous area, previous daily support area, and price continued to move down. So sometimes that's what happens with news, is you'll have a short-term move in the opposite direction of the overall trend, grabbing further liquidity and then continuing to move in the direction of the overall trend.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the case. It's happened today. But also, what I'm liking on gold is if you go to like the 15 and 30, even if we don't necessarily get a trade coming back down tonight, it's going to at least give us some sort of clean range to drive down tomorrow, if not early next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So
This range is looking quite nice right now.
yeah, I'd love to retest 1643 would be my retest zone, either tomorrow or possibly next week sometime.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So
That 1645 area is actually quite an important area. And I think
yeah,
there's a weekly or daily level in and around that area. Yeah, here we go. On the daily, looking left, there's a support at 1645.
yeah. But I also think with the way we obviously skyrocketed down, we can see that with the news, we literally had no top wicks on the 50-minute candles that came down at 230 and then obviously 245. So maybe we're going to create those top wicks, grab a bit more liquidity, and then if we can create a further resistance, then I mean, even if we go a fourth of the way back down, we're at least going to grab 50 pips. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
resistance should form for us to come back down.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, on NAS and US30, we never had top wicks for those 30-minute candles that drove down with news. So Looks like we're coming back up to grab liquidity, and looks like we are forming resistance here on the lower time frames.
Yeah. Liquidity grabs are deep. Did you take anything today?
Yeah, took an L.
Oh yeah, I must say same, but it's 1 L this morning and then a break even.
I think honestly, I don't think I was in a good headspace today.
Oh yeah.
I'm meant to be getting a payout today.
Oh, yeah.
So I saw the CPI news come out like the way it did, and then I thought, okay, let me try catch something here. And it went into profit, but came back against me.
Well, I get you.
I was on the lower time frame here, like I took sales in and around this area. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, so you obviously got stomped out. Oh, I see exactly. Okay. Just and then it's so frustrating because you came down to whack that take profit.
Gold is forming a really nice resistance right here.
I was just about to say, if we could potentially close bearish here, create a top wick, I wouldn't be opposed to coming back down to retest like 1654. 1656. What do you rate?
1656. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
No. I was gonna trade CPI, but gave it a miss. Didn't. I did give it a nice 50 minutes short, but again, always risky on news. Yeah, dude, I was watching the spreads, and the spreads were absolutely wild. Like, just from the spreads alone, if you got into a trade, you would have been freaked out. Like imagine 5-6 pips. You'd be like, what?
That's why I always say to guys, just be careful with news. Don't do the whole buy stop, sell stop story. You're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Unless you like that kind of thing. Maybe you like the high risk. Sometimes you get slipped 100 pips and then I don't know. Each to their own.
I was laughing because I started watching Don's stream, and then he was like, "No gambling here. Nobody's doing sell stops, buy stops." And then Roger started streaming, and the first thing he does is he's like, "Today I'm gambling 100k. Buy stops, sell stops.
Oh
We're
my
risking
god.
100k today." And then he literally is like,
what a legend.
If you guys don't give me 1,000 likes, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the stream just before the news comes out and trade it alone. Dude, the thing went from like 200 likes to I think like 900 in a few minutes. Dude, I was pissing myself
Was
off.
this Roger?
And he's like, "Oh, you guys are watching a degenerate gamble today. You're not watching me trade. I'm gonna risk 100k."
Yes, that's mad. It's insane.
But he ended up, I think, making 20 grand. So.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah,
pretty chill day in the office. 20 grand.
Dude, 360,000 grand in literally 30 seconds. I was like,
30 seconds.
Dude. That's... So I see gold is sort of respecting that resistance that we spoke about at 67. So what are your thoughts on possibly taking off the resistance?
I don't know so much about gold in this time. To be honest, I don't have... I've never really traded gold in this time, so I'll keep an eye on it, see what it does, but I'm not too interested in a trade. If gold moves down here, I would expect US30 and NAS to also begin moving back down. So I'll rather stick to what I know in this time. Obviously, I trade gold and GJ during London session, but when I was trading in this time, these are the pairs I traded, and I want to stick to what I know when I'm
I'm gonna. That's a smart move. Yeah, I literally know next to nothing about NAS and US30. I haven't traded them in years, so I'm just gonna be a backseat commentator. Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, today obviously the fundamental side is quite obvious.
Like
We've had
wonky.
CPI today, but
Yeah.
normally NAS and US30, you need to be very careful with earnings and that kind of stuff. There's a whole lot going on. It's an index of multiple companies, so one thing happens with one company, there's a spike in price. You just have to be aware of those things. And honestly, I never really kept too close of an eye on it. I was more just focusing on price action, and that's what I'll just stick with here for the time being.
Oh yeah. No, that sounds like a decent plan.
I'm just flip-flopping between these charts until we find a resistance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for a move for you guys so you can see why I like this time. Okay, here we go. US30, we formed support right here at 6 o'clock. So it's 6 o'clock now. And then we had this really nice move up. Basically until market close, just about. So those are the kind of moves I'm looking for in this time. After the initial volatility from news or from NYSE open, once that dies down and direction is a little bit more clear, this is the time where you get really nice, clean, safe moves. So personally, I would say this is the best time to be trading NAS and US30.
Yeah, and also what I can sort of see from NAS and US30 in this time is the continuation time.
Yeah, 100%.
Stanley's asking from daily time frame, would you say if it flips would from 1673 to retest 1727? Yo, that's a big move, eh?
No. Personally, I don't think so. If we break above these highs here at like 1686, there's potential for more upside. I don't want to say it's impossible.
I would say, Stanley, if you're checking from a daily time frame, what I think would be the smarter move is obviously we've created resistance. So we've got a resistance at 1685. Now, in order for us to break above there, we're either going to need some sort of huge fundamental catalyst. So, meaning very bad news to push gold up and obviously weaken the dollar. Or the smarter move, in my opinion, would, if we could possibly break above there, close, come back and retest it as a support, and then break above the new resistance. I think then you possibly could go up to fill 1727, but it's not just somewhere going to happen. You're going to need structure to form. You're going to need resistance and support to form, especially on the daily, because with leaving such a liquidity grab to the downside, it is possible, but I would definitely wait for those extra confirmations of a breakout, a closure, a pullback, support forming on the daily. And then once we've obviously closed above there, pulled back, then the break of the high, then you could see us moving back up to 1727. But like Connor's mentioned, if you go to the higher time frames, you can see we're in an incredibly strong downtrend on the higher time frames. So it's going to take a lot to someone just come all the way back up there, because we were last there on the 22nd of October. So, yeah. So, and the way we've moved down is just incredibly bearish. So I would rather say wait for those higher time frame confirmations before saying, okay, just because we get to that one resistance point, we're going to drive all the way back up. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I would just say focus on the higher time frames. Understand that we are in an overall downtrend here. Fundamentally, we're bearish, and looking on the daily, there's a lot of rejections to this zone. I would definitely not be chasing buys until we break above this area, 1686, 1685. But even then, you know, this is really just short-term pullback, and you want to be very selective with buys. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, unless you were planning to get in on buys at obviously support levels, let's just say it's like 1640, you saw a strong support level and you managed to get in somewhere there. But I wouldn't get into buys, first of all, coming into a time where gold struggles to have volume. So definitely the higher time frames are going to be the catalyst to drive all the way back up to 1727.
Okay, so we are starting to form some sort of resistance here. Now, as you can see, your previous 15-minute closed bearish. Alright, respecting resistance here to the left. And this current 15-minute candle, we pushed up, tapped resistance at 10,980, and we flipped bearish, starting to move back down. I'll probably wait for the 15-minute candle to close. We've got 7 minutes here. That'll give us a nice confirmation. Similar story on US30. Your previous hourly and 30-minute have a pretty strong wick rejection to these previous key areas. And your previous 15-minute basically closed doji, possibly showing signs of indecision from this area. So if this 15-minute closes bearish, then we could say that we formed resistance.
And we've obviously grabbed that liquidity with the 530 candle. I've basically traded every session today. I did a little bit of Asian, traded
Real.
London. No, I did New York, and I'm doing this session. So, yo,
Man's on a mission.
jeez.
Is US30 lot size the same ratio, 1 for gold, 10 for US? Basically, yeah. It is the same. But test it out. Give it a... maybe use a smaller lot today and just see. So you can see for yourself, work it out for yourself.
So maybe forward test with the one lot that you would usually use for gold, and then just see how that plays out today.
80 pip stops. I can't deal with this. That's hectic. But this is, I suppose, the game you play with US30 and NAS.
What's up?
What's up, Manir?
Niku, how are you?
Remote stream, please, Connor.
So this is exactly what we're looking for here. We're looking for price to form resistance. And right now your 15-minute candles are looking really good.
So I think the top wick and then break of the current 15 and then we can drive down.
Yeah. US30, I like the range moving back down to this previous resistance. NAS, on the other hand, is in a slightly more tricky area. You've got less range to this resistance right here, so unless you close below, I'm just going to stick to US30. 100 pip stops, yeah, why not? Just change your lot size. You don't need to use your normal lot size here.
No, double your lot size. We're risking 100 grand here, guys.
Jeez.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, be wild. So, what are your points of interest, Con? Where are you looking to take some profit off the table?
Yeah, on US30, I'm looking at this previous resistance level at 29,550.
29,550. As a break-even point, and then obviously see from there.
Break even, probably close 50%.
Oh yeah.
And then we leave runners for the next week.
Oh yeah. Cool, we've got a closure in like 2 seconds, so see how it plays out. So we're dialing into US30 here.
Let's have a look at NAS. Yeah, I think US30 will be better. I think there's more range moving down.
Oh yeah.
Stops are gonna be bigger, but like I say, just adjust your stop loss accordingly.
So have you got a sell stop idea? What price you're looking to get in? Not yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at sell stops on the break of the previous 15-minute low.
Okay, shit.
And then I think it just makes sense to have stops above this candle. It's 150 points. It's massive. But guys, this is just the reality of it. This is structure. And you're going to have to just adjust your lot size accordingly. Jared, am I being stupid here chasing a soul?
I don't
I'm
think
actually
so.
looking at this thing, like it's moved up like mad.
Oh, it's moved up, but I mean, we can
7K.
clearly see that it is creating resistance. So it has created resistance. It showed weakness to the upside. You know, it should come down and retrace. I mean, I'm comfortable taking that position.
Okay, so yeah, on screen, I've got sell stops on the break of this low. And here we go. We should be triggered in right now.
I'm in on that.
So we are triggered in using previous 15-minute candles as our stop loss here. And I think a good break-even point actually may be this previous 15-minute bottom wick right here.
I think so.
Maybe on the break of that low. Go break even.
Alright, I put the break-even point at 29,555.
29,555. Okay, so that previous resistance.
Yeah, because then it's basically going to give you a 1 is to 1.1. So
Yeah.
but I mean, we'll obviously just see how it reacts. If it can clearly drive below then cool, you can use that as break-even point. But if it does sickle a bit, flips bullish, creates a steeper top wick, then flips again, then we could use the point of 29,685. You'll just obviously have to play it by ear.
Yeah, my stop is 160 pips.
Oh. It doesn't look like that. You know what I
Doesn't
mean?
look like it.
Jeez.
And this is one thing I think people need to actually understand. And it's difficult to keep people in check, since on the stream here I've got total pips. I've got the total pip count to keep record, but the thing is, at the end of the day, pips are pips, and you're gonna adjust your lot size depending on your stop loss. So you can't be really concerned. This stop loss could be 500 pips for all I care. I'll just adjust my stop loss, make it smaller. I mean my lot size.
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from, where it's not necessarily about how big is your lot or how big is your stop, but it's does your stop make sense?
Yeah, I mean, look at these ranges. This range right here is 250 pips. So we've basically got a 1-to-1 risk to reward to the bottom of the range here. I mean, that's generally what I'm looking for. So I got no problems taking this trade. Honestly, I'm going to look to have runners back into these lows at 28,750. That hourly support right there.
Jeez, but I'm definitely gonna have to get used to US30 and NAS again.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit rusty, but just looking at the price section, and that's what we look at every day, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know what you fucking mean, mate.
Yes, this thing is. I mean, I can't lie, like, the size of the range is scary, but you shouldn't be scared if your lot size is something that you can tolerate.
And it's moving down, like, I know what you mean. Okay, alright, let me stop that take now.
What's up, Sherwin?
You know, Sherwin.
Nah. He
you
comes on the
said
stream for London session. You know, this range looks like, on the 1 minute, looks tiny, but it's like 40 pips, 50 pips. What I'll be looking at is if price moves against us here and we break this current 15-minute candle high, that's a place where I'll close 50%.
Oh, yeah. Start managing some risk. Yeah, but on the 30 it still looks good.
Yeah, it does. I
And
mean, we might have to just wait for the 30-minute candle close here. But if we
Yeah.
close bearish, I would expect price to respect this previous candle high. Gold is also forming resistance right now. And NAS is continuing to move down here.
every ticket moves down, you need to add one lot. Yes, can you imagine it?
You must be just.
Dude. How many lots did you trade today? Yes.
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 I've got a 10 lot running.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a one lot for gold, basically.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, we're breaking current candle highs. Honestly, I'm gonna have to manage risk here. Let's see.
I think if it breaks the wick again, then we can
Yeah,
manage.
there we go. Closing off right here.
Jeez, and then it just pisses off back down, eh?
So it closed half at negative 69 points.
But anybody jumping in right now, we're having a look at obviously the indices, and we've just taken a trade on the US30 on the break of the previous 15-minute candle low, stops above the previous 15-minute high, and we're just looking to push back down to come and retest a level of resistance turning to support. Are you going to look to add back some of your position when we start breaking the low again?
No, I think chat's gonna go mad if this thing goes against us.
Or-
let's just let this what we have running. Let's just let it do its thing. But once price comes back down and re-breaks the current candle low, at that point I would expect to see some volume.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, it just got so dark all of a sudden.
Yeah, I can't see outside, to be honest.
I sent the US30 trade on Discord,
Yeah.
and then Ora Fox sent back that he took the trade on gold, and he's like got in the position, and we traded US30.
Oh shit.
I'm just gonna respond A+ for effort.
Wrong pair. I mean, if the 30-minute candle closes bearish, there is an opportunity to add back that risk on the break of the lows, but right now, it's looking tricky. I've got it on the 1 minute because things are just moving so fast. I want to see the structure on the 1 minute, but we should be focusing on the higher time frames here, to be honest with you. So let's see how this 30-minute candle closes.
Oh yeah. And just to clarify, Con, if you're running a one lot right now,
Yeah.
obviously you didn't manage, and you hit stop loss for 160 pips. You risk, is it a point a pip, $1 a pip? So you'd lose $160 on this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then he sends a photo while hooping.
Honestly, guys, in my opinion, we look pretty good to drive down here.
Yeah, and the 30 is about to close, and if we can close bearish, create a top wick, and then carry on pushing, we are sorted.
Sorted.
Yeah. She's check Steve becoming the moderator. I wish I could delete
Oh,
that
it's
Tinder hot
Steve
take.
getting them out of here. Nice one.
Yes. Now, what's up with this Tinder hot XYZ? Do you think we should
Ah,
YouTube that as well?
jeez. I don't know. Nah, don't do it.
Yeah, the
Don't do
last
it.
one was quite disgusting. Jeez.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, we close bearish, yeah.
Yeah, close bearish on the 30-minute candle. So
and on the
that is a better indication that we are starting to form resistance at this 29,800 level. Your new 30-minute candle, we would expect to form a top wick. There you go. That should be our top wick. And let's see.
But I mean, even if we come create a little bit of a steeper top wick, as long as it doesn't break the previous 30's high, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Or the previous 15, sorry. So, I mean, if you really want to be a stickler about your risk, you can always close another half at 29,800 if it breaks the previous 15 candle high. Just so that eventually, if we do hit stop, we've managed the rest twice. Your loss is going to be a lot smaller than anticipated.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you, Gamerzone. I know this trade is gold there.
Gold?
No, I'm just raving with him because he just responded or just said gold. There. Yeah, he wants us to have a look at gold. Yeah, we're probably not going to take anything on gold because we're coming out of session volume for gold. So usually in this time, gold doesn't do much. So we're going to possibly wait until tomorrow morning to see what happens on gold. But we did give a bit of a breakdown in the beginning of the stream, just for what we may be having a look at with gold coming up to a higher time frame resistance point that was previous support, and then we could drive back down to 1644. But there's nothing really on it right now for us to be over eager to trade it.
Yeah, definitely gold. Like Jared said, it's starting to become out of session now. With stocks, indices, indices open up a little bit later, so we still have a lot of volume in this time, and we see some continuations as you were speaking about earlier.
Oh, the 15-minute might just respect that wick high.
I don't know why the pricing is so different. My broker, it's actually just about broken the previous 15-minute high, but here on TradingView it hasn't, so not gonna do anything just yet.
TradingView actually got stuck today on gold there.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw there was just one massive 1-minute candle, and then that was it. It was on Orlando.
yeah. I just moved over to my MetaTrader to see what was happening, because that obviously, if that gets stuck, it's chilled, because you always got that. Like if something really goes wrong, then you can always claim it back from your broker.
Yeah, check. There was the 2:30 1-minute candle, and then it only started showing something again at like 2:45, and at that point price was already down like 200 pips.
Sure, but they were thrashing IC markets today on Roger's stream.
Is it? Why?
Sure, they were saying like, no, the candle closed 2 minutes late, this and that, and I was like, yo, dude, I was with IC markets for like years, and I never saw something like that.
So what? There's like funky things going on with RC markets.
I don't think so, to be honest with you, because that's like one of the biggest brokers.
Maybe guys are just not taking responsibility for their losses.
No, it could be.
I saw a guy on my Forex Fund's Instagram. He says, "Oh, you guys are a scam." The funny thing is, the post was basically their biggest payouts over the last week or so, and this guy's getting like 100k payouts.
Oh.
So I actually commented back. Normally I would never do that, but honestly, I just took the time because someone else to tell him that he's an absolute idiot.
Yeah, I definitely think, to be honest with you, especially when you're beginning and when, things are like, it's so easy to blame shift. And, like I check with a lot of traders that jump around from brokers, they always blame the brokers. No, honestly, this broker slipped me, or no, this broker blew my account, or the only time that I've
Broker
actually
can't
seen that,
blow your account.
yes, the only time that I actually saw that was this guy was in, I can't even remember the broker's name, but it was a South African broker, and then he was videotaping his MetaTrader, right? And then it was just opening positions itself, and he's like at the thing, and he's like, guys, like, this is my real money. Honestly, like, you guys are blowing my account. Check. I haven't logged in anywhere else. I'm here with you. Like, I can change a password, come back in, and you'll see that, you guys are opening these trades. Then the broker was like, please turn off your camera. You can't film us. You can't film us. And I was like, yo, okay.
That's hectic, yeah.
So I was like, yo, but I don't know how that actually happened. Like, I don't know the full story. I just watched that like short.
But I think there are South African brokers who are a little bit crooked, eh? I think that kind of stuff probably does go on here with unregulated brokers.
I don't really think that regulation is a problem, because there are some unregulated brokers that are very, very good. Like, I have to give it to Roger.
Oh no, some of them are really good.
But with these backyard brokers, especially the ones that don't have MetaTrader 5, those are the ones that are.
Who wouldn't have MetaTrader 5 at this point? They don't even, if you go onto the MetaTrader website, it's not even available to download. So if your broker's not offering MetaTrader 5, you might want to consider that there's a problem.
Uh,
I don't think
'cause
I don't think like it's a telltale sign that there's something wrong, but surely they should be a little bit more up to date.
but apparently the MetaTrader 5 license is very expensive, so that's why some brokers don't get it. It's because I think it's under the similar thing, but I think it's two different licenses. You have to buy the MetaTrader 4 and the MetaTrader 5, but it's a lot more expensive for MetaTrader 5.
I heard it was like 75k a month. I may be mistaken.
I'm not exactly too sure. One day we should invite Roger on as a guest and ask him.
He'll probably call me a retard.
I use IFX Broker South Africa. I used IFX Broker. I put in $5,000. I'd say probably about a year or so ago.
Guys,
And
sorry, Jared. I don't really like what's going on right now. Price pushing back up. Sorry, I just want to see something here.
no stress. You're gonna manage risk again when we break the 15 high.
Yeah, I think I'll close full.
I think so. Oh yeah.
What do you guys take a trade on?
US30. Currently
dude,
sitting in like 60 pips of drawdown.
Jesus Christ.
But
wait,
I mean, it's
that's not that
just,
bad on 30. Wait, yeah.
if you look at the ranges, like that's just what we're working with. Okay,
are you still in?
I'm still in.
Oh yeah.
You guys buy or sell it?
So,
Sell it. Break the previous 50 minutes low, quick low.
Oh, I'm getting in. No, I'm joking.
well, I'm looking to possibly re-add my risk on the break of previous 30-minute lows, stops 110 pips. And then what I'll do with the original position is also move my stops above that level.
So where's your stop loss at? What's the numbers? 29, 7, or 8?
29. Sorry. Where did I have it originally?
Your stop loss.
29, 840.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, but as I was saying, just so that's 3 free or whatever with that IFX broker. I put in $5,000 and I took some few trades, and they've got very high spreads, and their commission is also quite expensive. It could have changed by now, but when I traded them, it was quite pricey.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna close full right here as we break these highs. Let's see if we break them properly. I'll close full. Okay, yeah, closing full.
Oh yeah.
So I had to manage risk here.
Oh wait, I'm gonna bounce anyway. I just wanted to see if you guys took a trade.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No stress. Catch you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, sure.
Should be over.
Alright, but for anyone who is new, you need to understand that this is part of the game. Alright, so let's see the live stream record. This record is for the London session stream, so I'm not gonna add these US30 trades. It's gonna mess up the pip count and make things look ridiculous. So I'll make a separate spreadsheet for the evening streams. But you can see here the record. So the past few weeks have been really good. Really good. So these are total pips. On Monday we took 100 pip TP here on gold. We did take a break even and a loss on Tuesday, and then last week we had 2 TPs, no losses last week. So like I say, it's part of the game, you know, these things happen. And I think I'll just have to adjust to these ranges, honestly, these ranges are very big on US30. US session came daily, no. Only for the evening. So yeah, maybe got caught on the wrong side of the market here. We've formed support. Looks like we're forming support right here, and you'll most likely continue to see price moving up. Like I say, we see a lot of continuations and a lot of clean movement in this time. So I was hoping that we would continue to move with the higher time frame here, and based off the news, I was expecting us to move bearish. So as we formed resistance, I was looking for sells in this area, but I clearly got it wrong today, and that's just part of the game.
Just on that point, even though you got it wrong, you still walked away with a lot smaller loss than you would have if you just held.
Yeah, 100%.
So even if you guys did take the trade and you lost, you still learned a valuable lesson about how you can manage your risk and make losses a lot smaller than you initially anticipated.
Yeah, exactly. Because if things did move in our favor, we had a lot more potential for upside on this trade than downside. We had about 150, 140 pips to this resistance where we would have taken off partials, and then we would have had runners. So we've walked away with like a 80 pip loss, 80 points. From when you start doing live at this time, it's going to be a once a week kind of thing, not an everyday thing. Alright guys, but I'm not going to keep you. Took a loss here, and the best thing to do at this point is to walk away. So that's another lesson if you're new here. You don't want to be chasing trades, and at this point I've taken my loss. I'm taking it like a man. I'm going to call it a day. So I just want to thank everybody for joining here. Yeah, tough situation, but we move. I'll see you guys for London session in the morning. Cheers everybody, take it easy.
Cheers, thanks, Con. Check you tomorrow.